Let's talk a little football.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Press Box. I am so glad you can join us. I am here with the cast of usual suspects here. Randy Young, Austin Reams, Michael Best, Jim Rayburn. So glad
They wouldn't
you're
let
here.
me wear. They wouldn't wear my paper back.
You called him Austin Reams.
Did you guys get it? We had a little snafu earlier, so I was just picking on my guy Jim.
Why do I come here?
Jim mistaken me for
did.
Michael
He did. He
earlier.
called him
so,
Michael.
you
You
know,
must have said something real smart.
Oh, yeah, exactly. For once in my life, I did.
You said something really
For once in my
intelligent.
life.
Don't hold your breath on
And
that
like
one.
it wasn't being recorded, and that would have been nice too. To say something nice once in my life.
That was
Anyway,
good.
we
That was
have a
slick.
little fun here. Anyway, glad to have Jim back, and he sincerely apologized for calling me Michael. So we're all good. We're
I
all
got
good.
down and begged
He
forgiveness.
did. He did. I mean, it was just like that too.
I don't know why I did that.
All right. And on that note, I don't know how we're going to go to the Central game, but let's talk about Central beats Lee 31-24 in a great game and a great win for the Jackets. Randy, let's get to the game.
I mean, it was a good performance from our guys. Two very good teams, electric atmosphere. I mean, one of those nights for a high school football game, hard to beat it, really. You had the Heisman Trophy in there with Charlie Ward, and he's signing stuff for kids and getting pictures. And both of the fan bases were energized, and it was just a very, very good football game. Really came down to the last possession, which is what you would hope it would be in a championship game. I give our guys credit for getting down. First time this year they've been behind, and the next time we touch the ball, we go right down and take the lead back. After we jumped out 10-0, Lee County jumped on us and scored 14 unanswered. But at the end of the ball game, when the chips were down, we were able to pull it out. I will say this, Usmane Chroma is a special athlete, the running back for Lee County. And anybody that watched that game, Michael was there. He is he's in that league with the DeBrell Smileys and the Raymond Taylors and the Adam Choices. I mean, he's elite.
He's different.
Yep, he's different. I mean, you're talking a 6'2", 220-pound kid. If he needs to run through you, he'll do it. If he needs to run around you, he'll do it. He can catch. He's the leading receiver on their team. And we hit him and hit him and hit him. I mean, they had to pick him up and help him off the field 3 times. And within 2 plays, he was back on the field. And in the fourth quarter, I thought he was out of gas. And the next thing you know, a little crease opens up, and 81 yards later, he's gone. And that tied it up, and then we got a kickoff return from Trayvon Pringle and got down and took the lead back, and were able to hold on. Fantastic win, fantastic game, tremendous atmosphere, and gives us back-to-back region champions for the first time since 06-07, and now we get to host Northside Warner Robins. This is a team that we've traditionally not played very well against. In fact, our win against them last year was the first time we ever defeated them.
You'll beat them pretty good.
I hope so. I hope so. And if we do, another historic moment here, because it will mark 2 regular seasons that we have gone 10-0, and that's never happened in our program history. So again, history possibly being made. We'll go in kind of shorthanded. We got a lot of folks beat up last week. D. Reddick got hurt. Zeke Bogan, our big nose guard, got hurt. A lot of guys got banged up. Ty Brown, our best offensive lineman, twisted an ankle. He gutted it out and played, but he was sore as heck on Saturday. So, you know, I hope this is a game that we're able to get in front and get some young guys in there and let them get some more experience. The experience those young guys have gotten really became important in this game because, again, it being a physical game it was, we had to do a lot of subbing. And those guys got in there and did a really, really good job. So very proud of the team, very proud of the fans, and looking forward to coming back home and hopefully closing out another perfect regular season.
Yep. Great win, and again, like you talk about, the depth is going to be huge for this coming up game.
Big time.
Glad to see that. And we'll talk a little bit, but just a little bit of bracketology. What we fans get to look down the road and see who do you think you may play?
Well, I've been reading all of the prognosticators, and it looks like St. Pius will be coming to our place. I'm not really sure how that is because they have a 2-7 record at this point. They lost to Marist 17-0 last week. Marist, of course, is Marist. I mean, they're always going to be good. I have no clue about them. And right now, not really worried about them. We need to take care of Northside, but that's the way it looks right now anyway. It will be St. Pius or Riverwood. But
right.
Probably, I think St. Pius might have won the head-to-head between the two of them. Looks like St. Pius.
All right. And another big region win. Colquitt County beats Valdosta 44-28, and they have Richmond Hill. So a little bit of a situation like the Jackets, where you got a big region win, and now you got somebody that you should beat here. You guys tell me about Richmond Hill, though. Is
I
anybody
think
worried
Richmond
about
Hill came back and they beat Lowndes pretty good this past Friday night. So it's not going to be easy. Richmond Hill can play football if they get their heads on, but Colquitt's head and shoulders better than everybody in that region.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, then too, again, it's one of those situations where it might not be that Richmond Hill has played well up to this point, but if they start kind of turning that switch on, it's not that you're playing good; it's when you're playing good.
Yeah.
That might have got the win against Lowndes, might have got them in the playoffs, and Lowndes out. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm with Jim though. There's just too many weapons for Colquitt. It's hard to slow them down enough to beat them.
And it's a good Friday night anytime you beat Valdosta, so that was a big win for Colquitt County Packers. And let's go on to Cairo at Bainbridge and preview this enormous game by Michael Best. We've been talking about it. It's been on the horizon all season for this big rivalry game, and here it is. Give us the latest on your shirt makers.
Well, we were open this week, and a lot of people said, well, that's probably going to hurt you, but we were open. We've had 2 open dates kind of late in the season, and we didn't really, miss a beat. Of course, we play in Westover, we weren't playing Bainbridge.
Yeah.
And so we got the Bearcats. That's a big rival game, and it's a huge rival game for both of us. But if there's a word called huger, there's a huger rival because ain't no denying it. They like to beat Cairo in everything, and anybody at Cairo will testify they like to beat us in everything. And the way this region has been set up over the last couple of years, it's kind of like we play them for the region and everything. Yeah. They've been selling Beat Cairo shirts since summer. They got the Surf City Soppin' Get Down in the square coming up.
Are you going?
Yeah, I may go over there and just watch it.
You want to go with me? I've been
I know you'll be
I've been
there.
invited.
You're probably the guest.
Yeah, he's the Grand
He's
Marshal.
the guest of honor. That's right.
Yeah.
And no, Bainbridge is a very good football team. They have a very good quarterback, a great running back, great receiver. Those 3 make a lot of great
Trust
things
me,
happen.
they make a difference because we were ahead of them, and they were all 3 suspended for the first half. They come in the second half, and it's just a different football team.
Yeah, they make the difference of that team. And Coach Littleton he's a great coach. He's a good friend, and he'll have them ready. He'll have them, ready to go. And we've just got to be ready to play our best. And I can't emphasize enough the fact that they're a good football team, mainly because
What are you trying to say?
well, because Coach Littleton scares me, and I don't want to get beat up.
Yeah,
that's just the bottom thing with him. But no,
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good game. We have to play our absolute best, and I think we've gotten better. We hadn't had a close game basically all year. We lost to them, and that wasn't close. Thomasville game was the closest probably for a long time. Pelham was a little bit close, but we haven't had that where you got to fight right at the end to win the game, like right down to the end. So I don't know. I hope it comes down to that, or at least we got a shot. But it'll be over there. I've been hearing from people from Bainbridge for weeks, months, years.
Is it the Bearcat Den? Is that what they call it?
I don't
Is
know
that
what
where Bearcats live?
I don't know. I'm not going to call it anything that would give any
Is it the Bearcat Palace?
of anything.
It's a Bearcat Syrup Maker Palace.
I'm not going to say anything that would give them anything to say,
Exactly.
except how great they are.
I will say this. I think you guys have got an advantage with their defensive line. I think your offensive line, healthy, has an advantage. Their defensive line this year is not a typical Bainbridge defensive line. They're not big and they're not as physical as they normally are. And with KJ Spence, I think, again, Cairo's got a chance of controlling this football game there on the line of scrimmage. To me, that's where this was going to be won or lost.
They must have changed offensive lines defensive fronts between when they played y'all and they played us.
Well,
Because they were big, like Bainbridge normally is.
Two different perspectives here.
yeah.
when we
it's a
saw them,
different-
they weren't.
Of course,
Compared to them.
we're always littler than everybody else.
Y'all are young.
We're
and
young.
they're little.
We're
That's
young
it.
and little.
I got to write that down.
But
I gotta write that down.
and I'd be interested to see how our defensive line has matured and played and gotten better each week. So it'll be a great challenge. It'll be a lot of fun. That's what high school football is
That's
all
what it's all
about.
about. That's right.
We're both in the playoffs. We're just playing for the region championship now, and we'll both be playing at home. So just go over there and have some fun and have a great game and
See what happens.
just see what happens.
A rivalry game for a region championship. That's the way
you
it's
can't
supposed to
beat
be.
it. It'll
So
be
but our other staff here, our other guys here, you're saying that horrible word there, not stab, but Randy, Jim, you guys are saying that probably Bainbridge should be the winners here.
They should be favored.
Cairo, they would be
They're
favored,
home.
right? They're at home.
I mean, if they're playing on a neutral field, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
Bainbridge is tough at home. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like playing Cairo and Cairo. They're tough. They're tougher at home. But
But-
I think Cairo has got momentum. They're playing really, really good.
They're kind of peaking at the right
That's
time.
it. Again, it's not when you're playing or that you're playing good. It's when you're playing good. And Cairo's playing real good.
And the only thing, a lot of things scare me, but the fact they beat Ware County so heavily, that worries
Yeah,
me because
yeah.
that tells you that. I mean, when you look at all of our head-to-heads, we're kind of close in the region. We all killed our region. We both lost to Thomas County. We both beat Thomasville, but that Ware County is the outlier.
Yeah.
And so that tells you that they're a very good football team.
All right, let's move on to Thomasville.
I want to beg to differ with Alston over there. High school football is always not about having fun. And that's what Friday night was not about having fun.
See,
It
and
was,
people that watch this show,
Yeah, they're
and
gonna be
I've
so
had them tell
confused.
me that that's exactly what you permeate over there. That
This
it's
time
not-
he means
that
it.
it's not a lot of fun for
This
me.
time he means it.
This
dadgummit.
time I mean it. The most points
tough.
ever scored against the Thomasville football team.
What happened to our Bulldogs? Mine and
Yeah.
yours.
Well, I think they got wind that you were calling them our Bulldogs.
They got
and
depressed?
They got so depressed that you was trying to claim them.
They just
Well,
showed
They
up.
didn't show up.
I was fresh off that class reunion,
Yep.
and I just had Bulldog fever.
Yeah, and they caught the flu. They caught Syrup-maker flu. No, it didn't start well. They supposed to not have any offense and had a great defense. That was
That was
for
what
sure.
the
that was
word
for
on
sure.
Chris
Well, that
was.
was for sure. They have a great defense. They don't give up a lot of points. But we kick off to them, start the ball game, 9-play drive, they're in the end zone. 3 and out, punt to them, 6-play drive, they're in the end zone. It's 14-0, and our kids are in shell shocked, and it's just.
kind of
It
snowball
kind of
from
snowballed
there.
from there.
Yeah.
We finally get a chance to get some points on the board. We choose to go for 3. We kick the field goal. It's right down the middle. There's a flag on the field. One of the Bulldogs' false start. So we kick it again. He kicks it a little low. They block it in the middle, and the outside guy, the ball bounces right in his hands. He's gone to the house. We score to get a little momentum, kick it off, 97-yard kickoff return for them. And so it was like their PA guy was hollering for more and more and more. They got more and more and more. So Friday night was not fun, and high school football is not fun when your kids are getting the eyes beat out of them
Yeah,
by a team that you know you should have been able to play with and defeat. It was an outlier of a game, as Michael
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
Austin
you're gonna-
likes to call it.
I mean, you're going to have those kind of games. That's going to happen. So kind of let's spin this forward.
I got to have some fun, Michael. Excuse me, Austin.
We got to have some.
I'm just enjoying it. I'm
goodness.
just
Oh,
enjoying
me
it.
too. I'm
Randy's
having
over
a
there.
ball over here.
Randy,
We do
They're over there
know.
eating
We do
popcorn.
know who we do know the 2 teams that we'll play. If Morgan County and Harlem play this Friday night, and the winner of that game, we
You
go
guys-
to them. We're hoping it's Morgan because that's a little closer than Augusta.
Yeah. And, as a coaching staff, you're going to have the players' attention this week for sure. So,
Well, we're
we got a
open.
lot- you got open
We're
and you
open
got a lot-
this week, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Because I don't know. It's going to take me 2 weeks to get over it, and you guys sit there without playing. I just hope Bainbridge plays well.
Yeah, does that mean you're pulling against Cairo? I thought you'd
Have
be-
I ever pulled for Cairo?
Jim would never do that. Never. Since he's got family over there.
yeah, if you got
family.
you're going against
They're
What
family.
Bulldogs.
about your
They're Bulldogs, though.
What about your grandchildren?
They're Bulldogs.
So now here's my question though. Again, a game like that where just everything went wrong, sounds like.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Michael's Law.
Is the off week good to have a chance to try to sort that
I
out?
don't know. I don't know.
We'll
I
find
think
out.
it is.
I mean, that
but-
gives you 2 weeks
'Cause
of
you
that
gotta-
taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
You got to stew over that for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but that might be good though.
Yeah,
that
I
could
think
be a motivator.
I think you're kind of
you know?
coming in. You're going to be angry.
You
Coming
got a
to this
point to
next
prove
playoff
after
game.
that.
I
I
hope
think.
so.
That's
I
my
hope so.
take on it.
High school football was not fun Friday night. Most Friday nights, it's the greatest experience that you can have. But
Yeah.
Friday night was like my daddy telling me to bend over and getting that belt.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to fun. Mitchell County had fun. They won
won.
their
Yeah, they
first
finally
game,
won. Great job.
45-22. So really glad for
They're
that.
going to be on a 2-game win streak.
All right, and they got Baconton. So
That's what
I
I'm
feel
saying,
like-
2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they'll
Okay.
have 2 wins, and happy for Mitchell County about that. Pelham has playoff implications here where they got Brooks coming into town. Not sure exactly how that plays out, but big game for Pelham.
Yeah, we were talking about it before we started recording. Brooks is undefeated right now in region play. Pelham has 1 loss. Irwin has 1 loss. So I think if Brooks wins, they are the region
They'd
champion.
be region champs.
If Pelham wins, then you got one of those tie things.
With a losing record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, none of them right now.
You look at that region, Irwin's like 3-6.
Yeah.
And
Pelham and Brooks are 4 and 5, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, it is a region championship game.
I might go to that game because I like the hammer.
Yeah, and Brooks is playing really well right now. So
Yeah,
They wear the right color red.
I got you.
Come on, you're our good luck charm. Last
it.
game you were at, we won.
All right.
That was our bad luck.
well, good luck to Leonard Guyton though, and
Yes,
the Pelham Hornets.
I'd like to see Pelham win it, but it's going to be tough.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times you see one of these teams in that single A from that region make a run too, so
Yep.
it'd be exciting to see that move forward.
How about those Warriors?
Speaking of exciting, Warriors another 52 points, so 52-37. I got it right this week. Over Terrell Academy, and I think they're going to be underdogs with Valwood coming in town. So this is for the region championship.
No.
Kind of the comparative thing. If you look at who they beat, they've kind of their defense has certainly played better, and so it's going to be a good game. So
Held somebody to 37. They're getting a lot better.
I know. Hey, had some stops, and so
How many
we'll
yards
see
does
if
the
we do that.
quarterback have
650.
in the first quarter?
Well,
First
he
quarter.
has 101 touchdowns, by
pregame.
the way, in his career.
Oh, I thought you meant
Holy
Friday
moly, I was
night.
going to say that was a good
Yeah,
night.
Yeah,
So
101 touchdowns.
101 touchdowns in his career.
Mark that
so
one down.
he's in the top 10 of all-time rankings of
Wow.
touchdowns for Georgia High School. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, that list, by the way, is crazy when you start going like Trevor Lawrence and Justin
Yeah,
Fields and
yeah.
down that list there. So good luck to the Warriors, and
Yes.
let's take a break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Press Box. So glad you're sticking with us, and let's talk a little college football. Always a lot of fun to talk. Georgia as they continue their win streak, and Georgia beats the Gators handily, and you guys were worried. I wasn't worried at all for you guys. So it looks like Georgia is kind of, to me, getting their footing and really kind of, to me, poised to do pretty well on the rest of the season. But how you guys kind of feeling about your Georgia team? Do you feel like they are really finding their identity, or were they just kind of focused for this one game? Michael Best.
You know, I don't know if we're giving Kirby too much credit or not enough credit.
Yeah.
I hadn't really figured out yet, but there's a part of me that thinks that this guy is a master manipulating genius at times, because I think that the schedule, and everybody talks about how soft the schedule was, especially in the beginning, and it makes you wonder if he game planned to get in those guys' heads that you're not as good as you think you are. And because you go in there and blow those teams out early, then all of a sudden, it can invite trouble. And then it seems like the last couple of times somebody scores first on us, and then all of a sudden it's like ignites some kind of fire in their belly. So I don't know. Maybe I'm giving too much credit. Maybe I think he's some evil genius that he's not, and Georgia's not very good, and they just play up to their competition. But it seems like he is so calculated in everything that he does that he has control of everything. And it's almost as if he just knows how to
Push the right buttons,
Yeah.
maybe.
Point.
Yeah.
It's pretty smart of me to
Yeah.
think of that.
That's pretty good.
It's either really dumb or really
Have you
smart.
talked to him about that yet?
Well, I'm going up and talk to him. We're going to meet.
See, that's-
and I'm going to run that by him.
Ask him about that.
ask
for
him if
me.
he's an evil genius.
Yes.
I want him to ask
Are
just
you,
like that.
Are you the evil genius that I think you
Are you Georgia's Steve
Yeah.
Spurrier?
Don't forget,
See what
he's
he
from
does.
Bainbridge. He might slap you.
There you go. It always connects back.
Hey,
Hey.
there you go.
Yeah, don't wear your Cairo stuff
Yeah,
up there.
no.
But the biggest thing is that Georgia, the beginning of the year, we're missing a lot of pieces. There were a lot of pieces that just weren't available. All of the running backs were hurt. They ended up converting a wide receiver to play running back. They lost
Sounds
two.
like a team I know.
Who's that?
Buckeyes.
Oh, yeah, well, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But two of their best offensive linemen go down, and then you've got a very young defensive unit that I don't know that there was anybody who was a guaranteed star over on that side of the ball, and they've kind of got their wheels under them. I think they're finding an identity on the defensive side of the ball. Special teams have shored up. We were worried about that young freshman kicker at the beginning of the year, but he's kind of got his wheels under him too. I think, again, this past week, the biggest blessing to come out of that Florida game is the fact that they were able to be so effective without Brock Bowers. I mean, that tells every one of those other guys, hey, any one of you could carry this team when we need you to, especially Lad McConkey.
Yeah.
Lad, having him healthy and having him back is a big help.
Oh, man.
And, you know, a lot of people were real surprised about Oscar Delp, but he's a 5-star too now.
Yep.
I mean, he's not, you know, a slacker.
Yep.
So, and he made a great catch. And
Yeah, it seems like they're finding their footing. Again,
Yep.
the question moving forward to me is just playing, 3 quality teams in a row, I think.
But that's
Could be-
good, though.
could be
I don't have a problem with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I don't have a problem with
And
that. I think the hits may accumulate or
I
something.
think it
like
also
that
helped
with
that
it.
Florida was Florida. You know, they're
Yeah.
going for it on
Oh,
their
my
own
gosh.
30 with a snap between the quarterback. I saw that at Barber Park one time. It didn't work there either.
They drew that one up in the
Nah,
I think they said, hey, we're going to snap
You're
it between
here,
your legs.
I'm
I-
here.
I like
this is
that.
the annexation of
See, I want my coaches to go for the win. I do not like
But
if a
you-
team is more talented than
Yeah,
you,
but you
you
got
have to
four
triple.
You got
in
to
a
have a
foot.
little sense.
You got 4th and a foot,
Do the push.
Yeah.
and you snap the ball 5 yards behind you to try to make a
Yeah,
play.
yeah, you're not. Are you
Why
going
not
to push?
run
You're
that?
going to push
what's that
Georgia
called?
out of the way?
Push.
Tush push.
Yeah,
There you go.
It's hard to beat
That could be a dance move right
It
there, is
is.
what that is.
that's true. It's sweeping the nation.
Jim's going to do it next time we're on the air, too.
And then
Jim
Georgia
does not dance. You can see he's solemn and calm. He's the calming effect of this show.
That's it. That's it.
There we go.
The solemn
That's
part
the-
is last
That's the
Friday.
Yes,
comedic
right.
end. This is the solemn end.
You got to
yin,
balance.
yin and yang.
It's got to balance.
There we go.
Anyway, Georgia's in a good spot. Keep them healthy and just keep playing
Keep
good.
playing good.
Yep.
So
What I'm worried about is FSU looking ahead. That's what's got me.
All right. Well,
Hope
let's
they
jump
don't.
You
into
can
that.
read. You can read.
Jump into that. That's a great
It's
transition
just a
right
thought
there.
that came to my head.
It's
and
like
I
you've done.
hope
It's
that-
like you've done over
from?
500 games, and you just transition right to that one. So, what's your
what
thoughts
it
on
is.
FSU?
Well,
looking
you know,
ahead?
I just hope they're not looking ahead. I don't think they are. I think they're focused. I think they're on a roll. They're playing good. I told you that the Seminoles are back. Here they come.
Yeah, you were ahead of
I
the game
was.
there last year, weren't you?
That's
Yeah.
like 4 years ago, I think, is when he was saying that.
Oh, maybe.
And it didn't
Yeah.
happen 4 years
Yeah.
ago.
You got to keep saying it, and eventually
It'll,
it'll
it'll
happen.
happen
It's true.
eventually.
A
They
blind
go.
hog finds an acorn
Every now and then,
Yeah,
I'll
you're
just
right.
keep saying we're going to beat Bainbridge. I'll keep saying it. One day, you never
gonna
know.
happen.
It may just happen.
FSU looks good. I mean,
Yeah,
they're solid. The biggest thing to me is the play of their offensive line. I mean, it is night and day from where it was just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, really improved there. And their linebackers, I think.
Yeah,
again,
they've
are a
improved
big
there.
deal, too.
Quarterback makes a huge difference.
They play Miami in 2 weeks, so they travel to Pitt. And the thing about Pitt is they're just a weird team. They beat a very good Louisville team, and then have gotten boat raced by Notre Dame this past week.
Skull drop.
So
They
yeah,
might have been looking
I mean-
ahead to FSU.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And then Pat Narduzzi the Pitt coach kind of threw his players on the bus.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't know
Wait,
what.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
What-
so basically he said, we got a lot of players drafted, but we didn't replace them. That's kind of what he said. Now he said all the right things beforehand of saying it's coaching and I've got to get this, I've got to develop these players, got to do this, but like his players didn't react to it very well. So that means either they're going to play really bad or
Way above their
or
heads.
really good this week. So and they can match FSU's physicality in some ways. So
And it's
anyway,
not
I always worry about my teams. So I don't worry
FSU
about
did a
Georgia.
good
but-
job though Saturday. Wake could have been a trap,
Yep,
and they came out and took care of them.
came out
early.
and took
So
care of business early.
If the way Travis and Benson goes, that's how FSU will
Yep.
go.
Yeah, and you got to get Benson downhill, right?
Yep,
He just
yep.
he doesn't. If he gets 2 yards out from the line of scrimmage and not touched, watch out. But if he has to kind of move right there and get off his track, he is not as good. But he had an 80-yard run
reception.
and an 80-yard pass
Yeah.
reception.
First
So,
FSU player to ever do that.
he's fun to watch and made some good moves doing it. So.
Yep.
Speaking of good moves, we got yes no here coming up.
Oh, here
so.
we go. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Randy, Oklahoma is out of the playoff race. Yes, no.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
That means you're saying Texas is out too.
I didn't say Texas
Because
is
they
out.
both got one loss.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Texas wins out.
They
Like,
would-
to me,
Te-
they're
Oklahoma will probably wind up playing either Kansas or Texas in the
yeah.
in the
in the Big 12 conference.
Whoever wins the Big 12 conference has
a chance.
They got a chance, but they got to have some help because you still got so many teams undefeated in front of them.
That's it.
But
That's the
I
problem.
think there's going to be a lot of teams that have one loss coming to this thing. That's just, I mean, we get to this time of year and we're like, oh man, there's 6 teams undefeated, and then there's only one.
The SEC bias will slip over to Texas or to Oklahoma and get them in.
Yeah,
I will-
Paul
the
Feinbaum will
SEC
get him in.
I think people are sick of the SEC nationwide.
Yeah.
I think
But
that's
that bias on that committee will say, well, these
Maybe
guys
so.
are going to be SEC. Let's put them in there.
All right, this for you, Jim. Michigan spying controversy is a big deal.
They broke the rules.
Yeah.
The rules are you can't go scout a team, and you can't
In person,
In
yeah.
person, you cannot be in the stands filming anything. That's a rule. That's a rule in the NFL. It's not in high school. You can go scout, but you don't film. But it's also on the opposing teams
Yeah,
for not changing their signs from time to time. That's how TCU beat Michigan. They found somebody
They
gave
figured
them
it
a hint that Michigan had their signs, so they did dummy signs and then did real signs and confused
figured
Michigan.
them out. Yeah.
So I think it's a big deal, and I think Harbaugh. I did hear that Michigan rescinded his extension on his contract.
Yeah, there's some back and forth on that one,
Right,
something like that.
But he's been looking to get back in the NFL all the time. But
all right, big deal. Randy, is it a big deal or not?
It is. I think.
Yeah,
It is.
we kind of, we didn't have all the information last week when we talked about it.
I mean, now there's people coming out saying that they were paid by Michigan to be able to go in, and not just people on
Yeah.
their staff,
Right.
people outside the staff.
Yeah.
That just doesn't sound
That's
right. That's not good.
that's I don't know if you got it. That's like the Cook County Fitzgerald fiasco,
Yeah.
and Cook got a judge to put an injunction so give their wins back. Well, Georgia high school trustees are going to hear it, and
Yeah.
Cook evidently they didn't do the paperwork right, so they're going to lose it. So even though they beat Fitzgerald, they played this kid, so that game's going to be forfeited too.
Yeah, but now that better happen pretty quick because the playoffs are going to
Well,
start.
the GHSA trustees are meeting this week.
Okay.
To figure it out.
To figure it
That'll
out.
be interesting. Big deal or not?
I got so sidetracked there just with that little bit
Yeah.
of Cook and
I know.
Fitzgerald. Yes, it's a big deal, but I thought it was funny that Kirby said, I didn't notice. That they scored.
Yeah. He's good at trolling other
Yeah.
coaches, by the way.
Yeah.
He's
He
very
got
good at
Mullen
that.
pretty
Yeah,
good
he did.
too.
Unlike
Yeah, he
That's like
sure
recruiting.
did. I always like it when coaches pretend that they don't pay attention.
Yeah,
To
they
the
are.
outside. Oh my gosh, they have
they do.
radar ears for
They're putting that in their hip
everything out.
pocket.
Norvell was similar. His interview on it was similar. It wasn't like he,
Yeah.
Yep.
hadn't heard about it.
Oh yeah, Dave Dorn for NC State was watching game day for sure.
Oh, no
If y'all
doubt.
know, if you guys look that one up. All right, Randy, we have no idea about this Miami squad. They're 6-2, and we just don't have any idea.
I'm going to say no. We we don't have any idea.
We don't have any idea.
We don't.
We don't.
So yes.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
trap question.
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of a weird
Yeah.
question.
Sorry,
but
I'm not
we-
trying to trap you
We
guys.
trying to
don't
trap
really
us.
know how good Miami is.
We don't know if they're good or
say yes.
bad. I would
We
say yes to that.
I'd say
Jim.
yes because they beat Texas A&M and then they screw up
Well,
things and lose a game.
Lost to
Georgia
North
Tech did.
Carolina, yeah,
Georgia Tech was
but
in.
looked pretty good against Clemson
Yeah.
and UVA. So who knows? I have no idea.
So you're saying yes too?
Yeah, I'm saying yes.
Okay.
I don't
He
know.
don't usually agree with us.
I just want to
I
make sure
know.
that I'm answering it correctly.
Yes,
because-
yes,
Okay.
yes, you are, and yes, that is thing. So
Yes.
last one,
Last
LSU, Randy, LSU, Bama will be a shootout.
Yes.
You say yes?
I think
Yes.
Yes.
Be a good game.
If
Yes.
Bama's going to win, then it won't be a shootout, so I'm going to say no.
So no?
Good
All right.
point.
There it
Very good
is. Going to be fun. Fun week of high school football, college football. Go out there, celebrate what's good.
Amen.
And high school band, cheerleaders.
If we got open, we're going to win.
That's right. Win that week. Let's go.